Welcome to Cavalletta Studios. I am Chris. Today in class you will need a foam roller, 2 tennis balls, and a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, a large pillow will be fine. If you enjoy this class, be sure to like and subscribe below. Let's get started. So we are starting today on the upper back. You're going to lay back on that roller, about mid-shoulder blades. Fingertips behind the ears. We don't want to interlace because then we tend to crank on the head. So open wide. Look up at the sky. Hips are on the floor. Eyes are on the ceiling. Just feel the difference of the roller on your back as you breathe in and out. And then start to draw your knees gently side to side. So you're completely supporting that neck. No straining in the neck. Just let those knees rock side to side. Now you're going to add some movement. The body is going to go with the knees as we go side to side. Loosening things up. Then you're going to find your center. We're lifting the hips off the floor and we're going to roll that whole back. So we're rolling the back. First thing, you're just going to get started, loosening things up. Maybe a little chiropractic natural adjustment you might get here. All the way to the top and about midway down where the belly button would meet in the low back, but we don't, about mid back, but we don't roll the low back. So the belly button's right above that low back area. Roll that whole length. Good, one more roll. You want it to feel good. If it hurts, it means you need to go check with your doctor. You do not want pain when you do this. And then we find the middle and we drop all the way back down into those hips on the floor. Excellent, we're gonna draw into, I'm going to my left hip first, and then I'm gonna roll into my left armpit. And I'm bringing my left elbow onto the floor. And I'm just gonna rock and roll back into the shoulder blade, in towards the armpit. If you are missing lymph nodes, you should hopefully know already not to roll into the area where you're missing lymph nodes. If it's too painful, you can throw a towel on your roller if you have a hard density roller. And this is a little sensitive on this area. So you're gonna roll again, forward and back. Right there into that armpit and chest area. And then you're going to start to roll yourself north and south, up and down. Your hand can stay on your head for support, or you can bring it down on the floor if it's too much pressure, especially as you go into the arm, because we're going into the arm, and then I'm going down into that lat, that part right behind that armpit, and then back up into the arm, and then down into the lat. I'm going to even use my whole hip. You might slide down, as I have, to go a little bit bigger range of motion. You can use your hand on the roller to help roll that tricep and upper shoulder blade. Now I want you to lean back into the shoulder blade more. Bring that arm up higher onto the roller and keep your hand behind your head for support, and then just roll again. Staying on that left hip, feet on the floor, massaging out that area. Now I'm going to have you go forward a little higher so you're really getting into that shoulder blade. Let your elbow drop back to the floor. And then roll all the way onto your back, and then switch sides. So I'm going to shift onto my right hip. I'm bringing my elbow onto the floor behind me. Other hand behind the head, so the ears, so you're supporting your head. And then I'm rocking forward and back into the armpit, and then back into that shoulder blade area. So now I'm on the right side. So I use the mouse a lot on the computer, so that right shoulder blade armpit area gets really tight. So you might be feeling this as well. If you've had any rotator cuff injuries, be mindful of what you are feeling. Lymph nodes missing, don't be rolling into that area. One more, good. And now we're gonna roll back just enough. Bring that top hand to the roller. I'm just showing you the back view. I'm rolling towards my tricep, back of the arm, all the way down towards the shoulder blade. So bigger range of motion, north and south. And then bringing that elbow onto the roller. Lean back into that shoulder blade. A little small movement here. A little small movement. Up and down, north and south. And then all the way onto our backs again. Fingertips, this time you can interlace them, but I want them way behind. Open the elbows as wide as you can and lengthen through the neck. Lift the hips, and you're gonna roll. Now your fingers are interlaced. I want you to pull the elbows together, tuck the chin, massage along the back. So really get those muscles along. Now you're gonna tilt slightly to your left and go up and down one time, and then slightly to the right, and up and down one time, and then back to the middle, up and down one time, and then draw your hips to the floor, and we're gonna sit all the way up, slide the hands underneath, interlace the fingers, or make a fist, or even hold your elbows and tuck your chin into your chest, and stretch out that upper back area that you just rolled. It's always good to stretch after you foam roll. Super important. I see lots of people out there just foam rolling, but then they don't stretch after. So the key is, once you've foam rolled, you've loosened things up, and when you stretch and hold the stretch, that's when the tissue will hydrate, and that's where you're going to get the benefits. Not just loosening it. Go ahead and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Now we're going to go a little deeper into the area we just rolled. So I want you to get your 2 tennis balls. This is where we're going to use those 2 tennis balls, and we're going to get into the lat area. So this part right here, the soft part, if you put your hands there and just kind of massage around, that's where those 2 tennis balls are going to go. So with your 2 tennis balls, we're going to use the roller to support our head. You're going to lay all the way back down and place your head on the roller like a pillow. And then you're going to place those 2 tennis balls right under that lat area, the meaty part. So I want you to start to roll towards those 2 tennis balls. So I have them on my left side, so I'm going to roll onto my left hip. Make adjustments, and then I want you to slowly roll up and down, like north and south. And so make sure your head might be getting a little bit of a nice little massage at the same time. Make adjustments with those tennis balls. I need to move them closer together. So hopefully you can see right where I have them. My arm is resting on the roller, and I'm just sliding up and down. You can even go a little north, east and west, north and south. Mine tend to roll apart. So just make those adjustments. Keep moving them back together. And you want, again, this to feel good. Maybe draw little circles. If you find what we call a trigger point, I want you to pause on it if it's not too painful, and then move the arm. Because that area, it affects what we can do with the arm. I can even sweep the arm. I got a spot right there. Yeah. And then when you're done, what I want you to do is roll onto your hip, roll away from the tennis balls, and take that arm and reach it all the way across the other side. You can reach it as far as you can and wiggle those fingers. And then release. Excellent. We're going to go to the other side. So I'm going to take those 2 tennis balls. I'm going to roll away to put them under. I'm going to turn around so you can see. Put that roller under your head. And then you're going to take the tennis balls close together and place them right behind that shoulder blade, right close. I'm on my right side, and I'm going to drop to my right hip. Now, this side's definitely more sensitive to me, so I won't be moving quite as much. Yep, because it's that right side. So if you find a trigger point, you can move that arm up and down. If it's too much, take some pressure off of that spot. They're rolling away. So they are on the upper shoulder blade, towards that rotator cuff, that whole area. Again, move just gently north and south, and then even east and west. Maybe little circles. So you don't want to have anything too hard here, like if you're using a lacrosse ball, definitely not like a golf ball. That's way too hard for this area. You want something a little softer. If that's too intense, then just go back to using the roller. Oh, and you can move that arm all the way around. Excellent. And then you're going to roll off of those tennis balls, slide that arm across the body and wiggle those fingers and breathe. Feel that stretch from holding onto my wrist and wiggling those fingers. And then coming all the way back up. Now, what I want you to do is take one tennis ball and just put it to the side. Right now, we're going to keep one of them. And I want you to also stretch out the area you just rolled. So you're going to slide those hands under again, interlace, draw the chin to the chest, and slide yourself backwards. So just stretch again. Take a breath in. And then release, open the chest. So I want you to bring the hands behind you and then open up that chest and lift your head, move your head side to side. Good, bring your hands in front, crisscross them, palms up, and hold the back of your shins or excuse me, calf, and drop your chin again. So stretching a little deeper. And then release, a couple shoulder rolls. Excellent. So we're going to move down from the upper back area, shoulder blades, to the QL, Quadratus Lumborum. So this part right in the, around the low back that attaches to the hips. So what I want you to do is we're going to start on the right. So I want you to tuck your left foot under and then cross your right foot in front like this. I'll show you. And then I want you to lean away from that right hip. Lean away, but keep your arms down, keep your hips down. Now when you're reaching over, go for wherever you can. Take your right arm and reach it out. And that area, you might start to feel that right in there. If it's tight, that is the area we're going to focus on. So I want you to find your hip bone. You're going to go inside from the hip bone up slightly. So right in the soft part of that low back. So I'm going to turn and show like right around here. I'm going to place that tennis ball there, and I'm going to lay onto my back all the way down. This time I'm not using the roller. It's going to be, my head's going to be on the floor, not on the roller. So it's right about middle of the back. You don't want to have it on the vertebrae and not too high up where it's hitting that rib cage. Be mindful if you have pain when you do this, you're putting too much pressure. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to drop, I'm on the right side, so I'm dropping my right knee and my left hip is coming up. And then I'm rolling back off of the tennis ball. My hips are going back on the floor. And then I'm going to bring my arms out to the side. I'm going to slide my elbows up and bring my elbows wide like I'm going in to hold the back of my head. And just continue to rock on and off of that QL. Now you might have to move it around a little just to see where your spots are. I had to go a little bit lower towards my hip, because I got a spot there. Again, not going too high. You got some vital organs back there. I don't want you putting too much pressure. Just continue rocking on and off. And maybe you don't have any issues going on with your QL and you're good to go. That's okay too. One more. Excellent. Now we're going to roll off the tennis ball. We don't need to do that very much. Place the tennis ball on the side. Hug that right knee into the chest, straighten out your left leg. Hold on to that right leg, and I want you to gently pull it across. Just a nice twist, stretching through that hip, that glute. Maybe bring your right arm out to the side and let your right shoulder rest on the floor. And just breathe. Maybe close your eyes for a moment, take another breath. Remember, on the stretches after rolling, whether tennis ball, foam roller, hold them for a minimum of 10 seconds. 20 is better, 30 is best, or even longer. Whatever you will do that it works for you, that you have time for. Roll all the way onto your back. Excellent. Hug both knees into your chest. Roll yourself all the way up. So that first stretch that we did, I'm going to have you tuck your left leg under again, and then cross the right leg in front. Sit up tall. Lean to your left again, away from the area. That right hip again, and reach that right arm and just stretch it out. A little extra stretch. Good. Remember, holding those stretches. And then we're going to walk it up. Excellent. Let's try the other side now. So now you're going to go again. We're going to find that spot first. So I want you to tuck the right foot under first, and the left leg crosses in front. Lean towards your right knee, and then reach your left arm over. So just switching sides. And you might feel it a little different space in this hip or your back. Maybe it's more the shoulder. That's all right. I want you to just kind of feel what it feels like. So we want to test it out first, and then we're going to take that tennis ball, place it in towards the middle of your left side of your low back. Lay on your back. Let's bring those arms up behind the ears or behind the head, elbows wide. And then drop your left knee down and come off your right hip, and then back onto your hips. And then back into that left knee and up. And now remember, if it's super painful, you're going too deep. I just want you to do a gentle rock into it and off of it. Listening to your body. Notice what's going on. Maybe it's more to the side for you. Like this side's a different spot than my right side. Definitely more on the left side. Tighter towards that hip. QL, Quadratus Lumborum. If you're curious, you can look that up. See where where it attaches. No wonder you're tight in the hips, right? In that low back when you look at that. Online. Checking it out. One more, and we're going to come up and we're going to come off of that tennis ball, and just go ahead and set it to the side. Straighten your right leg, hug that left knee into your chest, and then I want you to hold on to the left knee or shin and pull it across to the right. Let your left arm go out to the side. And just breathe, feel that nice stretch through the hip and the glute. You want this to feel good. You have self-care today for you. And then we're going to come back to center. Now let's hug the knees into the chest. Little rock side to side. And you get to roll all the way up. Now we're going to cross the right leg under, left leg in front. Sitting up nice and tall. Turn your body to the right and lean away from that left hip. Reach that left arm. And breathe. It's a great stretch through that whole hip, that glute, depending on where you're tight. And then we're going to walk it up. Excellent. Good. Give it a shake, shake. All right, we're going to bring that roller back in. Bring it behind us. Tennis ball's out of the way for now. And we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to pop ourselves up. And we're going to go to the glutes. So we're going to roll onto the left butt cheek. So I want you to lean to the left side, and you're going to roll that whole glute to the top and the bottom of that glute. And again, you can be on a block if you need a block for your hands instead of on the floor. That's fine. People always ask me, like, how many times should I roll like an area? It depends on how much time you have. If you can do a whole class like this, that's the best. Of course, and we try to change it up, adding new areas each time, what we might need. We're going to take that left ankle now and cross it over the right thigh. Flex that left foot and roll from the top to the bottom of that glute, that whole area. Now, if you find a trigger point, stop on it and move that knee up and down, massaging it out. Get rid of those trigger points. Those speed bumps. There we go. Hip hop. Got a hip hop. I always get hip hop on this side. All right. Now I'm just going to have you rotate to the other side. So let's just go to the other side. I'm turning just so I can continue to see. So we're going to, on the right glute hip, I want you to roll to the top and the bottom. All the way, the whole length, all the way to the top of that glute and all the way to the bottom. Finding those trigger points. Then cross that leg. So the leg that's crossed, the right ankle over the left thigh, is the side you're leaning on. So whatever knee is bent, that's the side you're leaning towards. So make sure you're on that right side, or correct side. All the way to the top. So this does make it a little more intense when you bend that knee. Getting into that glute. And if you find a spot, pause on it, move that knee up and down, or just even the middle of that glute, and then roll in and out, forward and back to it. Excellent. Now we're going to slide off the front of the roller, bring it behind us. Let's straighten out the legs and see if we can get a little deeper into the stretch. So we did the left first, so we're going to start with stretching the left. You can keep your right leg straight and hug that left knee, or if you would like to do a little deeper stretch, cross your right foot under the left hip or knee and bring that left leg across and place the foot flat. You're gonna hug that knee in, lift as tall as you can, and then twist towards that left knee. So you're hugging it in, lifting through the neck, wiggling those right toes, feeling that stretch through that whole left hip and glute area. So really want to loosen that up. Think about relaxing the legs and the hips as you exhale. Feeling that hip loosening up a little more. And then we're going to counter stretch. So I just want you to turn and stretch the opposite way. And your leg can be straight, that right leg can be straight if this is not in your practice today. And then we're going to release both legs, straighten them out, give them a shake. Take a deep breath in, let's try a forward fold. Just reach for those toes, shake out those legs. Excellent. Little rock side to side, and then walk yourself all the way up. Now we're gonna try the other leg. So the left leg can stay straight and you can just hug the right knee in. Or option is to slide that left leg under, bring that right foot across. Place it flat, hug, bring your left hand or arm across the right knee and right hand behind you and twist and lift. Neck is relaxed. So again, I'm on my right, maybe you're right-handed and it might be tighter on that side. Definitely feel a difference, wiggle those left toes. Again, breathing. And the hardest part is having patience and stretching. That's how I got into this many, many years ago. It's because I was getting injured because I wasn't stretching or doing yoga or anything. I was just all about, you know, how hard can I work? Whether it be boot camp or running, training. And, you know, if you're not stretching, then more likely injuries are going to happen. So this is injury prevention. Let's do a counter stretch. Release and turn the opposite way. Lift tall through the spine. Nice deep breath in and out and release. Excellent. Go ahead and straighten out those legs. Give them a shake, shake. All right, so we've been working our way down. We're going to go a little bit lower now into what we call the TFL, tensor fascia latae. So right up here in the top of that hip. And this has, we did the QL. Reason being is it is a big rotator of our hips. So you're going to drop to your elbow on the outside of that roller. Use your back leg. I want you to press the foot into the mat or your floor and then lift up your hips. Slide the roller right below your glutes, like it's on the top of your leg. Take that top leg and bring it in front. It's going to give you a lot of control. Other hand on the floor. Doesn't matter what leg you're on, and you're going to gently rock and roll side to side. So yes, it does attach to IT band because I'm going to have you roll north and south just a little. Just a little, staying at the top. And then a little side forward and back. So you're going north, south, east, and west, all four ways. Might find some spots here. Playing around with it. I'm going a little higher into my glute today, and then I'm going right below that hip bone towards the top of the thigh. Now what you're going to do from here is we're going to rotate from the outside of that thigh to the front. We're going to quads. So what I'm going to have you do is scoot your body all the way to towards your belly, and now you're at the top of your thighs. Yes, you're at the top of that same thigh that you were just working on. You're going to bend that top knee and just work yourself just gently forward and back. You're towards the front. I know this can be. And then I want your toe on the floor and just rock your legs side to side. Just a little mini rock. Some of you might not be very happy with me right now with what you're feeling on that top quad. And then you're going to straighten out both legs. Drop your elbow. Good. Bend your opposite leg. And then you're going to rock your toe. So we're just shifting legs. So now you're on the left front quad. Rock that foot side to side. And then you're going to straighten it out, shifting. I'm going to show you the back side now. Shift. That front leg is flat. And you're going to roll up and down an inch or forward and back. Just like that. Forward and back or side to side. Finding that TFL. Roll up and down, side to side. Excellent. Now go ahead and bring both knees to the floor. I'm going to have you slide back, knees apart, feet together. Let's take a child's pose. And just rest. Arms are on the roller. Reach it out, stretch through the armpits. One more breath. Good. And then slowly roll it up. Now you're going to transition. So we did that. We're going to stretch it more in just a moment. But first I want to get some more into the quads. So we're going to go to a plank position. You're going to bring that roller right above the knees and onto your elbows. I want you to use those core muscles. We don't want to be dropping the back or lifting up too much because that's too much pressure on the shoulders and the back, and then we tend to dig into the toes. So I want you to bring it down, plank level, and then forward and back 1 inch right above those knees. Try to relax your toes and your feet as much as possible. Then I want you to walk your elbows backwards 1 inch and go forward and back 1 inch. And then again, walk your legs, arms back, forward and back 1 inch. Try to relax everything. Forward and back, working your way all the way up to the top of those thighs. And then walk your elbows forward and walk that roller back towards your knees. Good. I want you to bring your feet and knees all the way together. And we're going to roll all the way to the top of the hip and then all the way back to the knees. Keep the belly in. You're doing a nice strong plank here all the way to the top and the bottom again. And we're going to roll one more time. I want you to really relax those legs as much as possible. And then all the way back up. Excellent. Good. Slide off the back of that roller. Let's take a child's pose. Separate your knees, feet together. I want you to bring your arms on the roller, but bring your palms past the roller so your wrists are on the roller, and then draw your head down. Really lengthen through that spine and the armpits. Wiggle the fingers. Relax those shoulders. If it's tight, if it's too tight on those shoulders, you can always bring your arms wider to relieve a little pressure. It changes the stretch more into biceps, or you can always keep them close. Again, options. Excellent. And then coming all the way back up. So a couple of things here now. We really want to stretch out the areas that we just rolled, those quads. So we're going to do a different stretch today. So what I'm going to have you do is lay on your backs. Bring that roller in nice and close to your hips. So we're going to do a couple different stretches today. So I want you to lift the hips up. Roll that roller underneath your low back and the tailbone. So you're in the hips. Walk your shoulders away from your ears. And I never want you to have pain in your low back. I want you to hug your left knee into your chest and straighten out your right leg. And just breathe here. Feel that stretch through that whole hip flexor. Now, with that left foot you're holding, that left knee, pull it towards the center of your body, just a little bit, and breathe. Excellent. Now very slowly bend your right foot, place the right foot on the floor, release, and let's hug the right knee into the chest. Straighten out the left leg. A little different on that side. Gently pull that right knee towards the center line of your body. And breathe. Good. Relax your shoulders. Just notice the difference on the two sides. You're going to bend the left knee, place the foot flat, both feet flat on the floor. Good. And I want you to just relax here for a moment. Drop both the knees slightly to your right without arching or going into that low back. And then gently to the other side. And then back to center. Press your hips up and then roll the roller out from underneath. Excellent. Now you're going to hug the knees into the chest and give them a squeeze. And just hold here for a moment. Relax those shoulders. Close your eyes and breathe. And then hug the knees into the chest. Bring your nose to your knees. And then exhale all the way back down. Excellent. Bring both feet on that roller and separate them about hips distance apart. Bring your arms up behind your ears and then drop both knees to your right. Now, maybe you want more of a stretch. You can also bring your right foot on top of your left knee if that feels okay to you. And then release the foot. We're going to slowly roll up and the other side and twist. And then bring your foot on top if you would like. If it doesn't bother your back. If it bothers your back, don't put your foot up on the other thigh. And then we're going to release that foot back to center. Both knees come up. Excellent. I want you to hug your knees into your chest and roll yourself up. Now this is the point where you might want, you're going to definitely want to block. And we're going to do a little extra stretch in the upper back while we're here. So you're going to lean back onto that roller with the upper back. You're going to take your roller behind your head. Sorry, not the roller, the block behind your head. I want you to just find that place where you can place it. Now, first thing I want you to do is reach the arms out and see where they are. Notice the tension that you might have. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Just check it out. Excellent. Now I want you to leave everything where it is. Bring your hands to the roller. Notice how I grabbed a tennis ball because we're going to come all the way up and you're going to grab your tennis ball. I want you to loosen up. So we did a lot underneath here, so let's, we get so rounded. So take that tennis ball in your left hand and let's start on the right shoulder, chest wall, and draw lines up and down along the chest wall towards the midline of the chest and then back to the shoulder. So up and down across that midline, and then you're going to go back and forth. So we went up and down, now we're going back and forth. And then you're going to draw circles. So just releasing any of that. Maybe you've been doing some push-ups, trying to get stronger. Maybe you've been doing a lot of yoga and chaturangas, so it gets tight, or working at a desk using that mouse, especially on the right side. Like bring your hand up like you're going to use the mouse on the computer and notice what areas are like, oh, that's a little tight. So take your arm out to the side, press gently, and then rotate that arm. Loosen up that chest wall. Loosen it up. Feels so good. That's what we want. We want range of motion. Big circles. Excellent. And then take that hand, thumb up, palm up, slide it back. And gently press, find the top of that, right where your shoulder the front of the shoulder and then gently press down as your arm comes back. And then you're going to release the tennis ball in the arm. Now, this is going to seem kind of odd, but I want you to take your hand and I want you to bring your fingers in towards your armpit and your thumb onto the muscle of your chest. And then bring that arm back. And then just massage. Feel that muscle in there. And just notice if it's super tight, if you can even get in there. I'm pressing my thumb right there in little circles, right at the top of my shoulder where my armpit and shoulder connect, right in there. And then release. Might feel that little whoosh. Big circles with the elbow. Big circles. Excellent. Now we're going to do the other side. So tennis ball, right hand, left side. So up and down. Up and down. I got a microphone there. Up and down. Good. All the way across. And then back and forth. Back and forth. So you're just gently pressing into that chest wall. And then circles. Circle, circle. Circle the other direction. Now, if you find a tender spot, maybe you pause on it. Again, probably don't use the mouse with the left hand, but even just bringing it up, feel the difference. Or extend it out and then pressure on that tender spot, that trigger point, and then circle the arm around and then reverse direction. Excellent. Then we're going to bring the tennis ball right up to the top. Gently press down, palm up, slide the thumb backwards, and just feel that nice stretch through that connection of that pectoralis muscle to the shoulder, to the armpit, that whole area. There's so many connections in there, in that whole shoulder joint area. Excellent. And we're going to release. Place that tennis ball. Place it out of the way. Now take your fingers. You're going to cup it in, thumb on top. Bring your arm up, and then just gently pull and massage right into that area. Massage, massage. Pull and press. If it's more tender than you thought, well, you can keep doing it. If you've got long fingernails, be careful. Don't stab yourself. My fingernails are a little bit longer today. I was like, oh, I haven't done this one in a while. And then we're going to release. And just let your head move gently side to side. Let your arms rest on your shoulders. And then move your head. Arms rest on your shoulders. How about arms rest on your thighs, not your shoulders? I just realized what I said. All right, let's take both hands, interlace them behind the back. Open up that chest. Make sure your chin's not falling forward. Slide it into alignment. Breath in and breath out, and then shake out those arms. Now, we're going to go back to the roller and the block and really stretch out that upper back and the chest. So you're going to lay back, use the hands to find support. You never want your head to be like this. Super dangerous for the vertebrae, the back of the neck. Don't try that. We want to keep the head supported. Maybe you turn your block, long ways, short ways, depending on what you need. Again, always supporting the head. You want to be able to get your arms behind the roller. You can have your knees bent. The goal is you always keep your hips on the floor. Never let them come off, as we want to protect that low back. You can adjust the roller wherever you need. If it's too high and you can't get your arms on the roller, or if it's too, you can move it down, but if it's too low and it catches your breath and you can't breathe, again, make adjustments for you. Maybe if you have shoulder injuries, you would bring your arms on top of the roller. Totally fine. This is not a definite. This is what works for you. Palms are up. Maybe you bring your legs straight. Just get comfy here. Feel the expansion of the rib cage with each breath. Close your eyes. Feel the stretch. If there's any areas that aren't feeling good, make adjustments. Maybe wiggle the body. You can scoot the roller higher up or lower down. Make your adjustments with your block if it's tilted. We're just about done. Deep breath in. Feel the expansion all the way through that rib cage. Let your legs relax. Let your body melt into the roller. This is so good for posture too. Improving posture. Open up that heart space. Feel that chest expanding with each breath. Remember, the longer you hold the stretch, the better. So if you want to improve your posture, stand taller, have more balance, this all goes together. Wiggle your toes, flex your feet. Now we're going to bend the knees. Place the feet flat on the floor. Tuck your hips slightly. Feet are about hip distance apart. I want you to gently let your knees rock to your left, just a little. Maybe they go farther, maybe you're more flexible, maybe it bothers your back and you keep them higher, and then slowly bring the knees up and rock the other side. And just notice what side might be tighter for you in the chest. And then we're going to come back to center. Bring the arms on the front side of that roller. Oh, feel any relief that you need. A whoosh in the shoulders, chest. Bring your chin to your chest. Hands to your thighs, roll yourself up, hug your knees into your chest and drop your chin to your chest and stretch. Counter stretch for what we just did. Nice. And then sit up nice and tall. So we did quads, TFL, glutes, upper back, chest, a couple shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Excellent. And roll that roller out of the way. Take a deep breath in. Excellent. Reach your right hand to the side, left arm overhead. Stretch it out. And then come all the way back up and switch sides. And then we're going to come all the way back up. A couple shoulder rolls. Interlace those fingers behind the back. Keep the chin in alignment. Gently press those. The fingers are interlaced. Turn so you can see, but the palms are open. So you're not forcing anything. I just want you to open and let your head move gently side to side. And then release those arms back to the front. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders come up to the ears and then all the way back down. Chin into alignment, hands on the thighs. Line up the ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms all the way overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Namaste. Thank you for joining today. Have a great rest of your day.